What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica. Happy Monday, Sunday. I don't know when this is going to upload. It might be tonight. It might be tomorrow morning. No, it'll definitely be tomorrow morning. So you will all be getting this upon rising. So, what's up, everybody? This is going to be your Real Housewives of Potomac review for the reunion part one. There's going to be three parts to the reunion. This episode was they came out the gate already. Let's just get into it. Oh, before we get any further, I will let you guys know, you probably are like, where's Nate? He's gonna be here for the supplemental version of the review. So I'm going to review it as normal, and then he's going to come and join me with a conversation about it, so we can talk about the things that, the reaction and stuff like that, because that's usually what Nate and I talk about, are the mostly the reactions to what, you guys' tweets and posts and stuff like that. So go ahead and like, subscribe, hit the notification bell twice if you want to get notifications on uploads and premieres. I told you guys it's a different vibe when we're not in the mobile studio, okay? All right. They're arriving. Girl, when Candiace first gets there, they're taking their tests. I don't know what Ashley's thermometer said, but they get to Candiace, and Candiace is like, I have extreme anxiety, but that doesn't have anything to do with COVID. Girl, what? I guess anytime the camera is right there, Candiace is going to let you know I have anxiety. She's going to let you know every single time. We see Gizelle giving Wendy advice and letting her know that basically she's going to give you advice she doesn't do later. Ridiculous. She's ridiculous. And you know what? Like Andy said, the chickens came home to roost. And this is like really like Survivor. But that's what's going on here on Potomac. Andy's walking around to the rooms, and Monique lets us know she has her trapper keeper, honey. She has her trapper keeper, and she's letting us know that it's a tab for everyone. Monique, I'm sorry, sis. I just think the receipt book is just a little bit too much. It's a mess. But she has some stuff in there that, I mean, so I guess it's some old stale warm tea. Tea's not even hot, but it needed to be said, and it needed to be said, and it just needed to be said. Okay, so they have a Portugal set. The set is really pretty. We've seen so much. That's the one thing I really don't like about doing reviews now, is because there's always this stuff that's in the middle, and it's like, I know we want to see what they have on. I know we want to see the fashions. I know we want to see what the set looks like. But we've seen the set. We've seen clips. We've seen all of this stuff from them. So we've already seen the set and everything. They go around the round table and they give like a 5-year look back on the seasons to see how they've kind of grown and who has changed throughout the season. And he asks, have any of the women changed? Who has changed the most? None of them. Not in my opinion, none of them have changed. None of them have changed. None of them have grown. I mean, they keep saying that it's Ashley, but I'm not, I don't see that it's Ashley. Gizelle hasn't changed. Robin hasn't changed. Ashley hasn't changed. Monique hasn't changed. Candiace hasn't changed. I think the only thing that Candiace has changed a bit is how much venom she shoots out when it's time. But I don't think anybody has changed. I really don't. They start talking about Gizelle and Robin's relationship, and Gizelle says, we are two light-skinned women with green eyes, and basically they have this inseparable relationship. It's funny how they can call that out at first, and then when it gets to the conversation about colorism, everybody is so clueless. I love that. They start talking about Karen's new face. So does Karen get a nose? Y'all know she got that long nose fixed. She said she just got a little this, and all of this stuff. Okay, they were like, oh, did you get anything else? Did you get anything else? She was like, are we just talking about now? Ciao. So then they get on Gizelle's fashions. Karen says her fashions are a mess. We all agree. I think it is her trademark and she knows it. She knows that people are not here for her fashions. Karen said it was therapeutic for her. It was therapeutic for her during the pandemic. And then Wendy calls out that Gizelle has pretty girl syndrome. And I think everybody has been saying that. I know I've said it for 1,000 times. Gizelle is basically, she doesn't have to put effort into anything. How she dresses, her home decor, her cooking, nothing. All she has to do is be pretty. And every time somebody says she's pretty, if you haven't noticed, she perks up. The only time she agrees with Karen's opinion is when she says that she's pretty. She doesn't agree with nothing else you say, but if you call Gizelle pretty, she perks up and she's like, honey, that is my key word. I'm like a little dog. Like when Monique hears "drag me, Monique," she blacks out. And when Gizelle hears "I'm pretty, you're pretty," she's like, I am. I've been told that all my life. Girl, Gizelle's so whack. You just need one day with a stylist. It's true. Gizelle needs one day with a stylist. We've been saying that. And then even Candiace was like, you're a very pretty woman, but you just need a stylist. You need somebody. They talked about Karen having that indie on. I didn't even notice it. But when I saw that outfit, I did not think that it was Fendi. But I did not notice that it said indie on it. I swear to God. And the fact that she lied and said that she got it altered. So bitch, every F was altered off of the outfit. Like that line for no reason is just ridiculous to me. That is the one thing that I cannot deal with, Karen. You got to watch out for people who lie for no fucking reason. You just got to watch out for them. So they asked who was the best dressed. Monique says that Karen is the best dressed. Do I agree? I think we all can agree that Potomac is not known for their fashions. If we were to give a best dress, we would say that Karen is most improved because Karen hasn't always been the best dressed. I think she's most improved, but I also think that she dresses very youthful and age appropriate. I think she's coming into her style now. I do think that Candiace does have some, they all miss more than they hit. Not like the other housewives. And that's just what it is. Candiace says that it's her and Karen. And Andy says, well, I thought you would say, Monique, I thought that you would say that it was you. And she's like, I'm not that vain. And I guess that was a dig towards Candiace. And Candiace comes back and says, not in public. Every time somebody says something to Candiace and she responds, everybody wants to clutch their pearls and oh my God. But I have noticed that when Candiace is saying something directed towards Monique in this episode, Monique doesn't respond too much to Candiace. We'll see. They get into like Karen, because Robin starts going off on Karen like, girl, you tried to make it seem like Gizelle and I were the cause of that fight. They pulled up the tweets. So everybody tweets. It's just, I guess in Candiace's case, because she has a way with words in person, she's going to have them even better on the Twitter. Okay. So Karen says she wants to shed light on what happened. What are you talking about? Like, that's the thing. I can't stand Karen. I cannot stand Karen. They get on Wendy and they're talking about her 4 degrees. They're asking her how it was for this season, her first season. They talk about her being an AKA and why, one of the reasons probably why Gizelle kind of warmed up to her so quickly. And I think we all agree that that was it. Ashley makes a point to say, it was a little disheartening the way that you talk about your degrees. I never wanted to take that away from you. Ashley, you could not take anything away from Wendy with anything you could say. You couldn't say nothing you can't say nothing to Wendy. You can't say nothing to Wendy. So what you have to say is the way she came at you with her education was divisive, disheartening, and aggressive. Girl, get because you really can't come for Wendy at all. Because we can get on you, Ashley. Ashley, that's the thing. Ashley just does not understand how easy how easy it is. We can start talking about freeway underpasses. She doesn't want to talk about that. Okay. You just put other people down. And Wendy explains, listen, I'm Nigerian. Education is in our culture. I don't know about in American culture or Black American culture, but in Nigerian culture, education is very important to us. So when you say things about my education, I'm going to defend it. And when you act like it's a big deal, I'm going to defend it. And I was here for it. It's not my intent. She says it just, Wendy says it seems like a personal issue that you have. But it wasn't my intent to make you feel any kind of way. Because that's Dr. Wendy. It's still Dr. Wendy to you. That's what I would have told her, bitch. It's still Dr. Wendy to you. Karen seems the least impressed with Wendy's education. What did Karen say? Well, she said that you were a freelancer floozy or a floozy freelancer, and everybody was like, no, Gizelle added that on. Gizelle was like, no, I added that on, but I only said that, which made no sense. I only said that because Karen wanted you off of the show. Girl, that doesn't even make sense. Like, what are you talking about? That doesn't even make sense. Then she says that when they were in at Monique's cabin, Newburgh, they keep saying, when they were out there, that Karen pulled Gizelle aside and told her that Wendy doesn't fit the Potomac group. And you know that we're all beautiful. That's what she said on that chat room. I watched it for the first time with Gizelle, and she said that Karen said that we're all beautiful. Wendy doesn't match this group. So I'm trying to figure out how you guys don't, to me, that point blank period, I don't know why you're saying that, but it reeks of colorism. And it was ironic that Karen could understand what she called it, ageist, what ageism was, but she didn't understand that, oh, it's not any colorism going on here. Girl, let's not play. Don't play that. And she was like, I did not say that about Wendy at Monique's house. And even Robin chimed in, was like, no, yeah, you said it. You said it. And Wendy just basically feels like because she didn't pass through Karen, that that's the reason why Karen didn't take to her. And Karen sits there and says, I accept you. Girl, we don't need your acceptance. And like I've said before, and I've said it to Nathaniel, that Wendy could really change the dynamic of the show. She really could, if she wanted to just bring her good girlfriends and start recommending people for the show. She really could. I don't believe that Karen accepts Wendy. Do you guys believe that? Because she was like, I accept you. Girl, we don't need your acceptance. Anyways, so we get into Candiace and her strong opinions. And there's this is going to be a running joke that Candiace is growing up. Candiace is moving out of her mother's house. All of these little things that have to do with Candiace being a child. And I want to know, Andy Cohen, is your son going to have to want for anything, or you are going to make sure that you have it laid out just like Candiace's parents have it laid out for her, that their child wouldn't want for nothing? I'm sure you're going to make certain that your son doesn't want for nothing. I don't like this idea that parents can't be doing for their children, and if they are doing for their children, somehow unworthy of this level of adult respect. I can't get with that. I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all. I asked her about the song. She said the song doesn't compare. That's when she told Ashley. Ashley was like, well, I performed it with no glitches. Honey, we've already talked about your glitch. We've talked about the glitch already. Then Candiace responds and says, you need to worry about your husband and his nasty hands. And you need to go get tested. Don't be talking about my husband and his talking about my husband itching. You know what it is, Ashley. You know what it is. And let's talk about you and the nasty things you say on Twitter. Bitch, that was in 2019. You still talking about that? You're still trying to get Candiace to have some kind of remorse over that when you were going back and forth. Why do we keep talking about this particular thing that Candiace was cussing Ashley out when they were going back and forth? Why do we, this was 2 years ago. Why, it's, what I think is happening is that we are dealing with all of these women pulling stunts and shows and not being honest with themselves. And now all of this shit is coming to a head. Gizelle's bullshit, the rumor of the bullshit, all of this stuff, they need to get on everybody. Ashley, they paid her shit from how she used to act. Robin reminded her, girl, just because she mentioned your children, don't act like you weren't all in my marriage. Well, I wasn't, no, it don't have nothing to do with the internet. Don't say nothing about the internet. You did it on camera right here in person, right here. This is in this reality show. I'm so tired of hearing about Candiace and her tweets. I really am. Wendy says that Candiace is a disaster on Twitter. She was like, why, thank you. He was like, well, maybe I can pull back. I can see that I can. But I've seen Candiace warn people. Like, because people get beside themselves and don't think that she's supposed to respond. And when she responds, then it's like, oh my God, I can't believe you told me to drop dead. Well, you shouldn't have been harassing me. I wouldn't have said that to you had you not said anything to me first. I don't understand why nobody doesn't understand how that works. They get into the colorism conversation. Of course, they all deny it. Everybody's clueless. Even Monique chimes in. And I don't know what Monique was talking about at first. Wait, let me get back let me get back. When they asked about the colorism comment, they all deny it, okay? Because all of the viewers are blind. We're all blind. We don't know what's going on because you did not make clear statements that these women were light skinned. I think Karen's issue with Wendy being on the show has something to do with Wendy's complexion. I'm just going to say it. She doesn't fit the cast. Oh, she doesn't? Why? Why not? Because a lot of y'all women really didn't do a lot of work to be where you are. And this woman does a lot of work and she didn't get it on the back of a man or laying under a man. Because that's what y'all seem to have a problem with. Wendy and Candiace, y'all seem to have problems with them. Why does everybody say that they're aggressive? Why does everybody make Wendy be quiet? When Wendy is getting excited for Robin, why is it like she has to be quiet? Random people cheer crazy when somebody's getting proposed to. Wasn't Robin and Wendy creating some kind of relationship? Didn't we see that at the beginning? So why couldn't she be excited? I'm sure Robin has explained her story to her, but something is wrong with Wendy's excitement. Something's wrong with the way Candiace expresses anger. But Ashley can go through everybody. Ashley done had a problem with every single person on this show. Everybody. And we've already talked about it. I'm not going to get into it again because we've already talked about it. They're acting like everybody's just overreacting to everything. Gizelle goes, I've been called aggressive. Just because you've been called aggressive does not mean that the word aggressive is used by people to describe how Black people are reacting to them. So let's not acknowledge that it exists because then we won't have to make references to you guys being light skinned with green eyes. So Monique chimes in and says, well, what should we be called? Hood rat and hood rat and what she say? Hood rat and ghetto. And Candiace says, you called yourself that. You called yourself that. And can you say, all right, well, a lot of people had a problem with that. Oh, the hood rat has come out. The hood rat has come out. A lot of people didn't like that. Monique says, aggressive and ferocious has never been used to describe a race. I don't know why Monique wanted to get in on the conversation. Wendy told her, I am not talking to you. You be quiet. I don't even know why Monique was talking. Maybe it was her trying to take up for Ashley. Maybe that's what was going on. I'm not sure. Wendy told Ashley, I'm putting you on notice. I'm just letting you know that those words that you're using, those are dog whistles. And it gives people the green light to go ahead and attack people. I don't know if you've got the DMs, but I got them. And people were in my DMs calling me a bitter Black bitch. Don't tell me you don't know what you're doing. I think the problem is if they acknowledge it, then they would have to admit that they benefit from it. That's what it sounds like to me. I don't even know why Monique was talking. Girl, shut up. What are you talking about? Robin says, we have to be careful with the words that we use. Because if a white woman called Monique aggressive, she'd know exactly what it meant. She would know. But I guess it's because it's coming from Ashley. I don't know, child. That's so stupid to me. They tell Candiace that she hits extremely below the belt. Candiace admits that she can pull back. She needs to ease up on Twitter. She says that she's going to grad school. Andy says it sounds like you're growing up. Then what's her name says, and you're pregnant. She was like, girl, no. Like, Gizelle, just wait. We waiting on you. Just hold on a second. So while they go to the break, Monique and Ashley are on the side talking. She was like, girl, did you hear her? She's like, she's over there not taking accountability for nothing. Acting all shady, her and Gizelle, with all that fakery and acting. And she was like, I got everything I need. Ashley was like, I don't think we want to do that. This is your home girl telling you. The girl that said that you was drunk, driving your car into a ditch. This is the girl. She's letting you know, I don't think we want to do that. Honey, Monique is not listening to you. Monique gets focused. She calls it blacked out. But she gets focused and she goes in like a pit bull and locks her jaws. So here she is. Honey, they get into Gizelle's home decor, child. She says it's my taste and it's everything goes together. And Karen was like, or not. Let me tell you something. Karen keeps her foot on Gizelle's fucking neck. Do you hear me? Let me tell you something. If Karen pressed Monique that much, Karen would be getting beat up every single time down to the barn. Every single time she would be beat up every time. She tells Karen, that's just your opinion. But when Karen has an opinion and says that you're pretty, all of a sudden you're like, ew, I'm pretty. Thank you. But now you're talking about your Ronald McDonald House of Horrors over there. Now all of a sudden, that's just your opinion. Girls, always our opinion. And so they get on her age. They ask her about, Karen said, girl, you 50 years old. Don't play with me. You're 50. Don't get ageist. Every hue has been liquidated by Target. There is no domain name. The chickens have come home to roost. It's about time Gizelle get her due. It's about time. Because you've been really the pot and the ladle in the pot stirring itself around with your little elf on the shelf, Stewie Darby. She's been helping you. It's been them too. Go back and watch the old season. It's been Gizelle and Ashley this whole time. And all this binder shit that Monique got, bitch, this should have been last season at the reunion. Because you've been holding on to this. While it's good and like everybody is happy that somebody is getting in Gizelle's ass, this is late stuff. This is late stuff you coming with. It's just the shock of how bold you are, I think, is really what's getting everybody. They asked her about the daughters, right? And she's like, well, my daughters, they've seen the episode and with their dad, and then, with their dad, they've been able to talk with their dad. I was like, where's this voice coming from? Gizelle to switch her voice up. Did you get on pretty mode, girl? What was that voice? Girl, her whole voice changed. She's hemming and hawing, lying, sitting up there lying. And then Andy says, well, what do you guys think about Gizelle being with Jamal, And then Karen was like, girl, are you back with Jamal? On her neck, baby. Keep your foot on Gizelle's neck. Do you hear me? Baby, okay. I heard that it was just fake and that you just needed somebody to save your job. So you said that you was going to pretend. Baby, She passed it to Monique. Monique was like, yeah, because he has a girlfriend, and his girlfriend, he told his girlfriend that this was just for reality TV and that it wasn't real. Gizelle's looking like she didn't have nothing to say. You can't say anything. Everybody thinks your relationship is fake. You got these people asking you about your relationship, calling you out on all the shit that you've been saying. You talked about LaDom like it was a dog, like it was La Dog. You talked about all that shit, and now they're here, and you on the ropes. Bitch, Gizelle was on the ropes. Monique comes out and says, Karen asks, is your relationship real with Jamal? Monique says, yeah, because you came here, he had a girlfriend, my binder, I got the text messages right here. She pulls out her, I guess, Gizelle's file, honey. Her personnel file, her trapper keeper. She pulls it out. She starts reading it, honey. She starts reading the text messages. Robin was like, girl, what are you doing? What are you trying to accomplish with this? What did she say? What did this girl say? What is your motivation? That's what I was trying to help. Baby, Robin and Candiace tried to help Gizelle out. Candiace, don't do it. Let Robin help her out. Don't you help Gizelle out, because she's not going to help you out when it comes time. And Gizelle has always said she is Team Gizelle. So don't help her out, girl. They was trying to help you out. Candiace was trying to get it. Monique was like, honey, I got my trapper keeper, girl. She flipped that thing open. The Velcro popped. Honey, she took out this, her personnel file, was like, girl, you want to see it? Here's the phone number. She was like, 404. Is that Jamal's number? Yes, bitch. Her face was on the floor. Candiace was like to Karen, that's your friend, that's your friend. Candiace, Karen don't like Gizelle. So whoever's coming for Gizelle, the same way the people, whoever Monique goes after, they gonna be on Monique's side. And they don't like you. So they're definitely going to be on Monique's side, right? Because they don't like you. The same way Karen does not like Gizelle. So when Monique is coming after her, you on your own. What am I going to stop her? I don't like this lady. Gizelle has been a dog to Karen. Why would I intervene when this is what she should have done. This is what she should have done. And y'all should have came out with that rumor. Because you brought Kendall on the show trying to be cute. And I was trying to get you back for bringing Kendall on the show. And since you want to call my husband, what did she call her? Pastor Holy Whore? Since you want to call my husband Big Boy. This is a mess. You are fake and a fraud. I don't have nothing. Monique got her. Girl, it's a mess. Monique was on Gizelle's neck. But even though the tea is old, I think really it's about her being very bold with it and not caring at all. Because this is the energy, Monique, that you should have came with last season when you knew about this shit last season. Oh, you want to start a rumor about me? Let's start one about you. Let me read the rumors. And it's true. They are sent stuff all the time. Every time they figure, oh, you fight Monique? Let me send you everything on Monique. Oh, you fight. That's how Gigi got into all this mess. Her and Monique fell out, so she wants to take the story to Bravo and be like, girl, let me tell you something about one of your castmates. Let me get in Gizelle's ear. But you sat on it, and then you blew up on Candiace because of all this stuff. This is the energy that you should have brought to Gizelle 2 seasons ago, girl. While it's bold and we love to see it and Gizelle needs it and it's about damn time, girl, that was it. Y'all tell me what you think of the video. Of the reunion. I'm going to come back tomorrow and do Real Housewives of Atlanta. I actually am going to do it because of the 2 new girls that they introduced, and I will be reviewing it with the 2 new girls. I might skip over stories like Portia's story, I'm probably going to skip over it. It's not something that I want to talk about. Her storyline is not something that I want to talk about. I do not want to get into the reality TV part and then also the social justice part and the fact that I am not believing it from her. I just don't want to talk about it. So I might skip over that. I might talk about her and Sleepy Eyes, but that's about it. Anyways, y'all take care of each other. Protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments. Peace.